Prepare yourself.
Hi everybody, we're back today with a new video. Yeah, you know how we do it. Before I jump into today's video, could you please like, subscribe and comment to help me boost my YouTube channel and recommend it to friends and family. That being said though, shall we just jump into this today's video? Yeah, I hear you, let's go, let's do it. Right, let us go. The first clip is about people who live in Castleford. Let's go. So yeah, inbred.
Did you know that deep in the Appalachian Mountains lives a family whose members married within their own bloodline for generations? Because of this, many children were born with severe physical and mental conditions, and their behavior became increasingly unusual over time. The Whitaker family is considered one of the most disturbing real-life examples of the consequences of inbreeding. The parents of Lauren and Ray were first cousins, and, like their ancestors, continued this dangerous tradition. Only one of the Whitaker brothers was born completely healthy, without serious physical or psychological disorders. He is also the only one able to speak clearly. The rest of the family communicates using simple sounds and noises, which further separates them from normal society.
How old are you, Ray?
With each generation, the problems became more visible and severe. Eventually, the family became completely isolated as no one wanted to take responsibility for them. Today, the Whitakers live cut off from the outside world, avoiding contact with strangers because their appearance and behavior often cause fear.
And I'm aware of the fact that it says Appalachia. I know. It was just a little joke, a dig at the local people who live around me.
Their story spread online, many users warned that if you ever encounter them, it's best not to interact and simply walk away.
Oh, what is that? A guy named Shanman on here caught this in Laredo, Texas on a trail cam. Prepare yourself.
It's like Jeepers
I don't
Creepers.
know how they would have faked this because this thing was floating unless this was edited in. But you can see that the artifacting looks very similar to the artifacting in the rest of the photo. It doesn't look like it was edited. You can see this thing has black wings and what looks like goat hooves. So is this a fallen angel? Let's take a look at its face.
That's Jeepers Creepers.
Now,
for every 23 years he feeds for 23 days. It's his time. It's due now. He's going to feast. People are about to go missing for 23 days. So that's Jeepers Creepers.
I just want to be straight with you
guys. Be careful.
This is not a joke video. Like, I'm not making this as a joke. This is horrifying.
It does look creepy.
It kind of looks Egyptian in a way, don't you think? For some reason. It's almost like this thing has been here for a very, very long time.
You can see its eyes. It's definitely a face. Eyes, nose, mouth. It's pitch black. It looks creepy. I don't know where he's got the Egyptian from. I don't quite know what he's on about there. But either way, it looks fucked up. If it's real, then, you know, I'm glad I don't live local to it. I'd rather live local to inbred family, that previous clip.
Like it was awoken from a tomb. So what do you think it is? Share it with your friends and like and follow for more videos like this one.
Beware when you're walking around alone, because that ain't no dog. Just look at the eyes. The eyes are big white spots. That's not a dog.
Creepy.
That's a demon, baby cakes. That's a demon. Or some kind of skinwalker, which is basically the same thing as a demon. Shabadoo-skis.
Shabadoo. Look at that. Look at all them spiders. Look, he's just walking through them. What a fucking weirdo. Let me take that back, because I'm petrified of spiders. I hate it. Look at the size of them and all. I suffer with that arachnophobia. Oh, God, I'm going to have to watch it again. Look at them. What a bastard. Oh, look at them. There's always one weirdo, isn't there?
What are you bloody doing? Where even are you? You're just casually striding through the forest, covered in cobweb, with spiders just... Oh my God, the world's gone mad. As if the world has not got to deal with enough and we've got this geezer happily just walking through spiders with no protection. Wherever
Same here.
That is the scariest thing and the most cockiest thing I think I've ever seen in my goddamn life. You're just casually walking with a nice little trending sound in the background. You're risking your life for a TikTok. You need to have a word with yourself, Sharon, because that is scary.
Thought someone were crawling on me then.
Why? Why? Explain it to me in detail. Do you know what? You do you. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, fuck him and his spiders. Weirdo. Never go camping alone. See something there, look. What is that? Something there. Oh, quite right on.
Imagine going to a wedding full of people only to realize that these right here are not humans like us, and you're basically trapped in a room full of jinns. That's exactly what happened to this woman right here. Her name is Nora, aka the Beyonce of Kuwait. Yes, this story takes place in Kuwait, by the way. Nora was basically a famous singer there, okay? Her and her band used to sing traditional stuff in weddings. Another way to say it, she was like a celebrity there, okay? You call her for your marriage, she comes, she sings, and then she leaves with money. You're probably like, okay man, this sounds like an amazing job. I mean, imagine going to a marriage, having fun, people recognize you, people are a fan of you, and you get money for singing a couple of songs. No, it was amazing until a terrifying thing happened to her and made her quit her job and be traumatized forever. Now, before I tell you what happened, you know what to do. Save this video and come back to it at night so it's more enjoyable like that. But one day, Nora got a call. She was like, man, should I pick up? I don't really work today. You know what? Let's pick up the phone. Hello? Oh, the person calling her was a woman, okay? And she basically said, hello? Is this Nora? The famous Nora? Oh, Nora basically responded, oh yeah, thank you so much, that's me, the famous Nora, yeah. The woman on the phone basically said, oh my god, thank you so much for responding. Everybody loves you here. Can you please show up to my daughter's wedding tonight? This is when Nora responded, oh, I'm sorry, like, I don't work today, I'm really sorry. The woman on the phone started begging her, okay? She was like, please, this is my only daughter, can you please show up tonight? She loves you so much. When Nora heard this from the woman calling, she was like, oh my god, these people are annoying. Okay, you know what? I'll make an exception for you. I want to see your daughter happy tonight. Oh, Nora ended up accepting, okay? The woman gave her the address and she told her to come, her and her band, at 10 p.m. Well, Nora and her band finally made it to the house at 10 p.m., okay? And before even entering, Nora was like, okay, I'm sorry I did bring you here, but come on. I know that nobody works today, but we gotta do it for the love of the game. Her band basically responded, oh, come on, don't sweat it, Nora. You know, we want to make people happy, right? It's only a marriage after all, right? Nora and her band finally made it inside the house, and the first thing they noticed is that the house from the outside looks normal, right? But from the inside is something. Their house was really bigger than they expected, okay? And the decor was really noticeable, okay? Somebody did their job on the decor. You know, Nora and her band were amazed. They were like, wow, this is by far the biggest house we'll perform in. While the band was examining the inside, the woman came. Remember the woman who told her to come here in the first place? The woman who begged her to show up for her daughter, blah, blah, blah. Yes, she came. She was like, oh my god, Nora, I'm a big fan. And you know, she wanted to shake her hand. When Nora saw her, she was like, oh, what's up? How are you? Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. This is your daughter's wedding? Yeah, I'll tell you, it's about to be amazing. She shook her hand. Nora noticed something, okay? The woman's hand was dry, okay? And it was not moving. You know how humans' hand move? Her hand was not moving, and she could feel her bones. When she felt that, she started having a little doubt, okay? She was like, okay, I've never seen something like this before. I mean, okay, you know what? I'm not judging. And she was not trying to scare her band either. So she was like, okay, to the woman she was speaking, she was like, where do we perform? The woman responded, you see, we love you so much. We do appreciate you so much for coming. So we prepared everything. You do perform in that corner over there. You see it? Yeah. Nora responded, oh, okay, that's really sweet. You know, thank you so much. Yeah, let's go over there. Yeah, okay. See you there. In this corner right here, Nora and her band started performing, okay? And what a performance. Everybody was loving it. Everybody was shaking their heads, vibing like, Nora and her band, while singing, they were feeling the energy. They were so like, yeah, okay, that's what we're talking about. That's the type of vibes we like. You know, See, while singing, Nora noticed a detail that she could have noticed from the beginning, but she didn't for a reason. It's almost like it was hidden from her. Why is everybody dressed in old clothes? Well, nobody was dressed in the typical wedding clothes of today, if you know what I mean. Everybody was dressed like the 17th century. So Nora was like, what the hell is going on? Nora told herself, okay, that's weird. You know, she kept singing. She was still giving some side eyes, but you know, she kept singing. I don't know the song she was singing. I wasn't there with her, but she was singing something like, I'm not ashamed. What? I'm in love with the champagne. Let me sing.
We just get to the point, mate.
Meanwhile,
Fucking
Nora
hell.
was singing. One of her band members started tapping her shoulder, and you know she's trying to communicate but sing at the same time. She was like, the band member was trying to get her attention. Was the one playing guitar, okay? And he was like, look at their legs. Look at their legs. Nora was like, what do you mean their legs? Shape of head. This is what Nora saw. Goat legs. And she understood that from the beginning she was not with humans.
I can't see.
Yup, she's singing with jinns. You don't know what a jinn means,
Like
scary
hooves.
creature. I talked about him in my first post. Go check it out. When Nora saw this, she was in shock. But she kinda knew that something was wrong from the beginning, you know? Remember when she shook hands with the woman who invited her? Yup, in that moment she felt that something was not alright. Nora and her band kept performing, okay? They were not trying to get suspicious. But you know, their voices kept getting low and they started thinking about this. Those are jinns, but they're in human forms. And you know, while thinking about this, they noticed something. It's midnight. One of her band members was like, hey yo, Nora, we should go. The vibe switched up, it's not the same anymore. These things right here are not even dancing, they're jumping and making weird noise. It's scaring me. You know, it's midnight, we should go. He said all that keeping his voice low. It doesn't matter because he's playing an instrument so nobody's hearing him. Problem is, in Nora's case, she can't talk, she's literally singing. And this is where she had to step up, talk to some of the jinns and told them that we should get a break. Oh, the woman who invited her in the first place, the jinn, came and she was like, Nora, I heard that you want a break, is that true? Nora basically responded, yeah, it's hot out here. And you know, we're kind of tired, so can we go in that room, please? Rest for about 5 to 10 minutes and then we'll come back. Jinn basically responded, yeah, you can go. Ooh. Now the band went to a small room, closed the door, and they're finally isolated from the rest. This is where Nora was like, nobody is getting out, I don't care. You see these creatures, they're turning crazy right now. It's past midnight, so they're turning crazy. Nobody's getting out unless you wanna. Band members basically responded, bro, do you want us to be stuck here forever or what? We should get out. Nora basically responded, look, the woman invited me at 10 p.m., right? I don't think that's a coincidence. She invited me because she can only show up in this form at night. Look, what I'm trying to say is we pretend to be playing and singing until the sunrise. Once the sun rises, boom, we get out. We don't look back. Now, the band came back to the main room and they are forced to sing and play instruments. But things kept getting worse.
What
But
a
some
load
of the
of
jinns
shit.
not only started making weird noises and jumping, they started tearing their hair with a part of their skull and throwing it down on the floor. Imagine the band playing, seeing, being forced to see all this stuff happening in front of them, but they can't do anything about it. Now, they kept playing for about 5 hours straight, and some of the band members started feeling sick and they started throwing up, you know, after all they saw. You know, as soon as the clock hit 4 a.m., meaning sunrise, every jinn stopped. They literally stopped moving. After that, they stopped moving, the lights started turning off, and the place started falling apart. This is where Nora was like, okay, this is our sign to go. After a long run in the hallways, they made it. They got out from the house. And this was the house. If you didn't notice anything yet, hold on. This was supposed to be the house they were in. This is what they saw at 10 p.m. This is where they left at 4 a.m. You see the difference? They left and they were all this time in an abandoned house. What happened is that the jinns basically gave them the illusion that they were in this house right here. But the bands kept running in the streets just to make sure that there is nobody after him. And you know, after running for a while, they saw somebody. That somebody basically asked them, why the hell are y'all running? Is this a marathon? Or like, I don't... Nora and the band were like, whoa, don't talk to us. We know that you're a jinn. Stop talking to us. So that somebody basically responded and he was confused. He was like, what? What the hell are you all talking about? Nora and the band members realized that he's normal, he's a normal human being, and they were like, oh, okay, he's on our side, don't worry. You know, they started explaining to him what happened to them in this house. After hearing their story, he said something crazy. He said that this house right here has been abandoned before even he was born.
8 fucking minutes that clip.
Dude, something in the trailer.
Apologise for that.
Is like shooting me daggers right now.
Well, it definitely wasn't a bear. It ain't no fucking jinn either.
It's not even blinking.
Watch it be a jinn.
Nope. Holy shit. Where the hell did it go?
My God, that's its face. Eyes shut.
Bigfoot
It's not
corpse in
moving.
Minnesota.
I'm going to back up so you can
There's
see
the
how
early
big this
Sasquatch
thing
and cow
really is.
story.
Look at the shoulders. The arms from head to toe. Must be 8-9 FT easy. It's giant.
That means fuck.
This grainy video clip showing what appears to be a dead Bigfoot in the Missouri wilderness has haunted me since the moment I first saw it online. The hunter who filmed it vanished from the internet shortly after posting,
leaving behind more questions than answers. This is my attempt to piece together what happened, why this footage exists, and what it might mean for everyone who has ever wondered if Sasquatch is real. This is the footage I found online. I have no idea if real or not, and there are many more like this one. The shoulders are enormous, way wider than any linebacker I've ever seen. It looks heavy, like real dead weight sinking into the dirt, not some stiff foam suit holding its own shape. The guy estimates 8 or 9 eft, and looking at how those massive arms are just flopped on the ground, I believe him. But it brings us back to the same old problem that drives me crazy. If this is a genuine body, where did it go? Did he run away and leave the discovery of the century to rot? Or is this another one of those bodies that supposedly just vanished before the experts could get there?
Up like they are.
The video is short, maybe 45 seconds at most. Whoever filmed it was breathing hard like someone who just ran through thick brush or climbed over fallen logs. The camera shakes as it pans across the forest floor. And then, there it is, the body. Dark fur, matted and dirty. Face down in the leaves, one arm stretched out to the side, the other tucked underneath. The cameraman mutters something about the size, about how this changes everything. And then the footage cuts out. I have watched this clip probably 300 times. Every time I see it, I notice something new. The way the fur moves slightly in the wind, the massive width of the back, the length of those arms. If this is a hoax, it is the most expensive and elaborate hoax I have ever seen. Yeah. We are talking about a custom-made suit that would cost tens of thousands of dollars with realistic proportions that do not match any gorilla costume on the market. But if it is real, then why is this not front-page news? Why has no scientific team investigated the site? The video was originally posted on a hunting forum in late autumn a few years back. The username has since been deleted.
They woke up to something knocking at their door, but when they look at the cameras, they see this. A man who lives in the outskirts somewhere in Mexico posted an update after one night his family woke up to the sounds of their daughter outside. Then they heard something big moving around their house. After the incident, he installed cameras to see if he can capture whoever's out there. It's 3 a.m. The family's sleeping together when he gets a notification that someone's at his door.
Casi las 3 de la madrugada, la cámara detectó.
Is that his kid? It's his son, yeah.
¿Ya viste? Sí, sí.
His son can be seen outside, knocking at the front door. Yet, he shows his son's asleep right next to him.
Oh.
Está bien cañón todo esto, amigos.
As the man decides to go down there and confront this entity, the lights begin to flicker. Then this happens.
Miren, casi las 3 de la mañana, como apagaron las luces.
Don't open the door, you dick. Your son's upstairs. Crazy bastard.
Papá, háblame.
Fuck that.
Papá.
¿Quién eres?
Soy tu hijo Ernesto.
No es cierto.
Sí, soy tu hijo.
No.
Is that me, your son? That just rings.
¿Por qué dices eso?
We can see what looks like his son at the front door, emotionless, banging constantly, simply begging to be let in.
Soy tu hijo, papá, háblame.
Tú no eres mi hijo, no digas
You're
mentiras.
not my son, don't lie.
Soy tu hijo.
No lo eres, mi hijo está allá adentro.
Claro que no, yo soy tu hijo.
No,
Yo soy tu hijo.
no vas a engañarme.
He refuses to let it in as he goes back upstairs.
Good footage. I really enjoyed that. Nice.
Y'all watch this video. When I tell you it's some trippy
Gold
shit
lights.
going on in my
Little
backyard.
people,
this
green
is
celestial
a
creatures,
random
dogs and
dog.
bunnies,
Now watch
rainbows,
this.
flashing lights.
This all happened just a couple hours ago.
In the back
I'm
garden.
gonna play it back if you missed it. What the fuck? Did you not? Okay, so that's a bunny and a ball. How the fuck does a ball blink? Now come on, let's come over here. Look at all the lights, y'all. Now that over there to the left was not a leaf that just fucking ran across my yard. It was a little tiny person. Y'all, they got little lights on the top of their heads, man. Listen, I understand it's grainy, I understand it's choppy, but motherfucker, you gonna have to try to look. Straighten them eyes. Zoom in, do what you gotta do.
Okay, I'll fucking try.
I know you see them damn lights flashing. If you don't see nothing else, and I know you see the top of them heads that are round. This is in my backyard, y'all. Hold on now. Oh, it gets better.
Where's this?
Better. Here comes the bunny again.
I see the bunny.
Here comes the bunny again.
It looks like a fucking bunny.
That is a ball. How the fuck did it turn into a rainbow? Here come the dog again. What is going on? I don't have a dog. My whole backyard is fenced in. But let's get a close-up of the tree. Come on, y'all, zoom in on that shit.
What?
Man, when I tell you, I listen, my whole backyard turns into some other shit at night. I mean, it's like, I don't even want to go out there after once it gets dark. Shit, I might fall into a portal.
What is this above the moon, baby cakes?
About to get gobsmacked. Oh, something's come off it. What is that? How comes this in on news? It winds me up when you don't see shit like this on news. So it's either fake or the news are covering it up. But that looks like a Jet 2 holiday plane dropping them off at the moon. It was a comment I saw, yeah. Yeah, I need to, yeah.
Florida man claims to have been kidnapped by dolphins and forced to build an underwater city. Let's talk about it. So Lee County Sheriff Department reported early one Monday morning of a man soaking wet on the shoulder of the beach, drawing blueprints in the sand. He was severely dehydrated and very disoriented. And what he told these deputies was he was taken against his will by a pod of dolphins and forced to work underwater with them and build these cities.
All right,
so basically this big underwater construction project. And the man claimed that the dolphins approached him while he was swimming on the beach.
It's a bonkers video today, isn't it? Every clip's pretty much bonkers. And I don't know what the hell he's on, but he's definitely on something. I'm starting to think that woman in the last clip is on something as well. But I don't know. I do believe that a man was kidnapped by a group of dolphins and made to work and made build bases underwater. And he was drawing blueprints in the sand. Do you believe that?
Each one day. And they escorted him to a site that was 40 feet below the surface,
kids.
Where they needed help building structures. And what I find interesting is that he told the deputies that basically the dolphins communicated him through a series of clicks. Now, y'all know it is actually very illegal to communicate with dolphins. It is said that dolphins hold secrets, of ancient secrets, and there is a way that you can, communicate with dolphins. Dolphins are very highly intelligent animals. Yes. And he basically said that the leader, that was orchestrating this whole project, name was Gerald, and that Gerald is what helped him breathe underwater. He said Gerald handled the breathing for him, which I'm assuming with some type of air pocket or air bubble. Like I mentioned before, he had drawn an elaborate blueprint in the sand when he had returned to surface. And the deputies described the blueprints to be a little concerning. It looked like cities, towns, condos. And the man basically said the dolphins were satisfied with his work, his 3-day work of underwater construction. So they sent him back and they'll be like, we'll be back to get you for phase 2 because they're not done there. And the crazy thing is, they sent him to the hospital and he was just dehydrated. But
I'll tell you what he's done. He's had a mad weekend with lads, right? And he's probably got a wife and missus at home with kids. And he's thinking, shit, I'm in balls deep trouble with my missus. So how can I get out of it? So instead of creating a story that he got abducted by aliens, he saw lights in the sky, no. He got abducted by a group of dolphins and then held hostage for 3 days underwater. Yes, that'll work. I'll keep that in mind for next time.
There was no trauma to the head. There was no signs that he was, delirium or anything. There was nothing going on with his mental. He was perfectly fine. But the weirdest thing of all is they did several tests on him, of course. So they found seawater and marine particles in his lungs, which puzzled the doctors because that suggested that he had extended exposure to seawater, without typical lung damage. So what they found was basically information that let him know that he was very deep in the water and he didn't have any type of lung damage. And like I said he was down there for 3 days. And another crazy thing about this whole thing is this man has a master's in aerospace engineering. And he has previously worked on deep sea technology projects. So it was like the Dolphins knew that this man was a very experienced engineer that has worked in the deep sea. I don't care what y'all say. Some people trying to say it's a hoax, it's all made up. But it's literally facts.
It sounds
there
fucking
was so
bonkers, though, love.
Stuff in his lungs that showed that he was underwater for a long period of time with no lung damage. But this whole thing is so interesting. Everybody knows that dolphins are in cahoots with the sirens and the mermaids. I feel like they're trying to build some type of underwater kingdom for them. But this is crazy, y'all. Let me know what y'all think in the comments and if y'all heard about this.
Well, today's video was fucking crazy, wasn't it? Yeah. I'm gobsmacked. But I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, could you please like, subscribe and comment and help me boost my YouTube in the algorithm of gods. My mind's gone. Please comment, tell me what you think, your thoughts and theories are in the comments. Tell me if you think it's bullshit, which I do. Some of the clips anyway. That being said though, guys, I shall see you in the next video. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.